has recently experienced a series of frequent natural disasters. Heavy rainfall has struck Guangxi, Hunan, and Henan, resulting in devastating floods. Additionally, there has been a sudden significant drop in temperature and heavy snowfall in Shaanxi and Shanxi provinces. To make matters worse, sandstorms in northern China have also been more severe compared to previous years. An early hour of May 22nd, Guilin City in Guangxi Province was hit by a torrential rain, leading to severe urban flooding. Many streets and roads were heavily submerged, with numerous cars stranded in water. The local meteorological observatory issued a red alert for heavy rain, resulting in the closure of 371 schools. Videos shared by local residents depicted staircases of certain buildings turning into waterfalls. There is also a circulating online video showing an underground parking lot in a residential area being flooded. The heavy rainfall also triggered landslides, resulting in destruction of several cars. On the 22nd of May at 5:55 a.m., Guilin City activated a level 4 response to the flood disaster. Guilin is a renowned tourist city with a reputation of scenery second to heaven. Some rivers within the affected area are predicted to see floodwaters exceeding the warning levels. It is projected that within the next 24 hours, water levels in sections such as the Li River from Guilin City to Yaoshu County will rise by approximately 2 meters. According to Guangxi Meteorological Observatory, certain areas in eastern Guilin are at a higher risk of mountain torrents and geological hazards, as well as meteorological risk in small to medium-sized river basins in northeastern Guilin. A video shows that the bridge over a local river is completely submerged. Villagers have reported that there used to be a 2-meter space underneath the bridge, but now it is all submerged, and the water level continued to rise. The floods have also destroyed chicken farms, with many chickens being swept away by the floodwaters. On that day, the official announcement from Guilin City authorities stated the city experienced heavy to torrential rain, with some areas facing extremely heavy rainfall. The highest recorded hourly precipitation was 94.9 millimeters at Linchuan Jiwu Green Lion Reservoir. Linchuan County, Lingshan District, and Guilin City issued a red alert for heavy rain. On May 23rd, the heavy rain in Guilin continued, and videos shared by netizens showed many cars floating on the flooded streets. On May 22nd, heavy rainfall struck Guangxi City, Hunan, leading to urban flooding once again. Surging waters gushed out from the sewers, instantly transforming the streets into rivers, with numerous cars being submerged in water. Every year, the heavy rain poses a challenge to the city's drainage system, but unfortunately, the city is not able to pass this test once again. On May 23rd, a torrential rain in Dongguan, Guangdong, turned the city into a waterlogged area. From 12 p.m. on May 20th to 6 a.m. on May 21st, Henan Province experienced heavy showers and thunderstorms in most areas. A total of 24 counties, cities, districts in the province received rainfall exceeding 50 millimeters, with the highest precipitation record in Sichuan, Mianqi County reaching 120.4 millimeters. The maximum hourly rainfall occurred in Shaanxi and Shanxi with 58.6 millimeters recorded between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. on the 20th. Strong convective winds, accompanied by short-duration heavy rainfall, thunderstorms occurred in the western, northwestern, and eastern parts of the province. Most areas experienced wind speed of over 5 on the Beaufort scale and gusts of 7 to 8 levels in some counties and cities in the western, north central, and eastern regions, reaching 9 to 11 levels locally. A total of 42 counties, cities, districts had gusts exceeding level 8, with the highest wind speed recorded in Guilin City reaching 31.4 meters per second, level 11. During this period, Shanxi was hit by severe convective weather, including heavy rain, thunderstorm, and strong winds. The city's official media reported that these weather conditions severely affected the normal traffic on highways and the safety of ongoing construction projects. Road departments at all levels in the city actively responded by promptly initiating flood control and emergency response plans. In the Hubei district, incident of aggradation, roadbed and pavement collapses and rock slide occurred in certain sections of provincial highways 244 and 314. On May 20th, in Shanxi, the windows of a resident's kitchen and their exhaust fan were blown away by strong winds. A video shows that the balcony no longer had enclosed windows, with broken glass on the floor and some damage on the walls. The pots and gas stove were placed on the countertop. According to reports from mainland media, on the evening of May 20th, Guangxi City in Guangxi Province was also hit by heavy rain. The streets were flooded with water entering supermarkets. Employees used basins to clear the accumulated water. Underground tunnels were filled with water, trapping vehicles inside. Several individuals climbed onto the roofs of their vehicles awaiting rescue. On May 21st, Shanxi experienced widespread heavy precipitation accompanied by a sharp drop of temperatures. Wuqi County in Shanxi saw light to moderate snowfall, while rain and snowfall occurred in Henan City and other areas, setting a record for the latest occurrence of snowfall. Local residents expressed that they were wearing short sleeves and shorts yesterday, but today they had to take out their sweaters. It truly felt like a return to winter in an instant. A group of tourists encountered heavy snow on the national road of Guilin County to Guangdong County in Guilin City, Shaanxi Province. The tourists mentioned that they were only wearing short sleeves and some protective clothing at the time and did not anticipate the sudden temperature drop and heavy snowfall. Several netizens have uploaded videos showing that starting from May 20th, there were heavy rain and hail in multiple areas of Shaanxi. The hailstorm caused significant damage to the leaves and fruits of local fruit trees, resulting in severe losses of fruit farmers. Whenever extreme weather occurs, Chinese government experts usually come forward to make statements, and this time is no exception. Local climate experts explain that this situation is primarily due to May 21st being an astronomical tidal day in the area each year. During this time, the gravitational forces between the moon and the sun interact, causing abnormal increases in atmospheric pressure and temperature, which could result in snowfall. In recent days, sandstorms have also struck multiple regions in China. According to monitoring data from the China Meteorological Administration on May 19th, cold air carrying winds and sand swept across Xinjiang, Gansu, Inner Mongolia, Shaanxi, Hebei, Shandong, Heilongjiang, Guilin, Liaoning, and other areas. In some areas of central Inner Mongolia, the wind reached a force of 11 on the Beaufort scale, and localized sandstorms occurred in the southern Xinjiang Basin and central Inner Mongolia. This marks the 13th round of sandstorms this year. Meteorological analyst Xi Yang explained that the sandstorm weather event this year have been categorized by an early onset. They have been more frequent compared to the same period in previous years from 2000 to 2020. When natural disasters occur, officials often attribute them to extreme weather conditions and climate change. However, it is worth exploring the human factors involved. For example, urban flooding occurs every time it rains, and it is essential to understand why. According to mainland media reports, at least 400 cities in China are implementing sponge city construction. Whether in developed cities in the east or impoverished cities in the central and western regions, they are investing billions of even hundreds of billions of yuan in sponge city projects. The concept of a sponge city is a metaphor for a new urban model that incorporates flood control, flooding prevention, and ecological preservation. It emphasizes the ability of cities to absorb, store, infiltrate, and purify rainwater, similar to how a sponge functions. Sponge cities can utilize the collected rainwater for various purposes. In recent years, sponge cities have become a prevailing trend in urban development, similar to the concept of smart cities. Provincial capitals such as Wuhan, Nanjing, Xi'an, Jinan, and Guiyang have all announced their sponge city plans. Even medium-sized cities like Zhuhai and Quzhou have invested billions of yuan in constructing sponge cities. One of the most astonishing examples of Shaogang in Hubei Province, which proposed a sponge city plan in 2021 with a total investment of 28.24 billion yuan. This is the highest cost sponge city investment plan amongst prefecture-level cities. The construction period is set to be 3 years, which means an annual expenditure of up to 9.4 billion yuan. This raises concerns about where the city, if an annual fiscal revenue of only 13.5 billion yuan, will find the funds to complete such a costly project. Even in arid of semi-arid cities in the western regions, the trend of constructing sponge city is gaining momentum. Guilin in Ningxia has invested 5 billion yuan, while Qingyang in Gansu, which previously had 5 out of 7 counties designated as nationally impoverished counties, have invested 6.5 billion yuan. Xining has allocated nearly 5.5 billion yuan for investment, even extremely dry gold mold with an annual precipitation of only 8 centimeters. Over 500 million yuan has been spent to build a 2.14 square kilometer sponge city area. Nowadays, it can be said that almost all cities across the country are embracing the concept of being sponge cities or implementing sponge projects. It has become a widespread trend, and any city without sponge projects would be considered outdated or out of touch with the current practices. According to the goals set by relevant government departments, by 2020, the target was to have 20% of urban areas across the country built as sponge cities. As of 2021, the cumulative investment has already reached at least 1.44 trillion yuan. If the national plan to achieve the goal of having over 80% of urban areas built as sponge cities by 2030 is realized, it would require an additional investment of approximately 7.2 trillion yuan. However, despite the investment of billions of yuan, these cities still face flooding during rainfall. Nonetheless, local authorities remain enthusiastic about sponge city construction. This can be attributed to the need of political achievements and the significant monetary interest associated with these projects. Sponge city construction is undoubtedly a way of local officials to achieve both fame and personal gain. On one hand, if local leaders focus on underground pipeline construction and dredging rural waterways, their achievement may go unnoticed, and they might even face complaints due to road obstruction and traffic disruptions. However, by investing in the construction of green spaces and parks within the city under the guise of a sponge city development, it becomes much easier for both citizens and higher authorities to recognize their achievements and shower them with praise. On the one hand, urban greening investment involves significant funds, and there is considerable flexibility in cost estimation, leaving ample room for embezzlement. According to a report from the China Youth Daily, the actual value of a banyan tree or a ginkgo tree may be just a few thousand yuan, but the recorded price could reach up to 100,000 yuan, leaving a substantial profit margin. This is one of the driving forces behind many local officials' motivation to construct sponge cities. The projects constructed in this manner, similar to many other large-scale projects undertaken by the Chinese Communist Party, are likely to be substandard quality, commonly referred to as tofu dreg projects.